Hi, this is Christine Crow here, and I want to talk to you the day in life of being a CEO. I've been a CEO, well, I've been in business now for 40 years now, and I've been in healthcare business for about 35 years. And I've been a business coach now for just over 10 years. I've I've transformed into still being in business for myself because it's something which I really enjoy doing, and sometimes it can be scary. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It can be scary, and sometimes you can feel that it is risky as well. But that is all part of being in business for yourself. There's going to be some good times and there's going to be some difficult times. It really boils down to the learning curves that you learn from when you are faced with challenges in your business, and how you overcome them, or whether you don't overcome them. What did you learn from that? And sometimes you cannot help things because of bereavement, because of illness. Because if you're the only CEO or the only entrepreneur, for example, in your business, if you go off sick, then who's going to cover for you? Now that is very scary because money stops coming in. And I'll explain when I had my pulmonary embolism uh, in 2015. My business was just starting out as a coach, for example. I'd done a lot of training. I traveled the world to learn from the best coaches, for example. And I came back, and then suddenly I was sick in hospital with a bilateral pulmonary embolism. No money came in. The money stopped, for example. I haven't even really started. I came back to, do an event, for example, and then I had to stop because I had to take time off. I had to be on bed rest. I had to take 6 weeks off from work. I couldn't go to work or to university, for example, because I was at uni at the same time as well. And that was a really scary moment for me, but I was so grateful to God that I was alive. And I'm here to tell the story. And another thing with the day in life of a CEO is that you have your team members, and your team members, some of them can be really, really good, and some of them can be not so good. And you're relying on trust. You trust the people that you hire, for example, to do the right thing. I'll explain the reason why I'm saying this. Is now what I do is, because I am a CEO, I do not employ my team. For example, they are self-employed. For example, they're virtual assistants and they are self-employed. But we also have a virtual assistance agency, for example, so that we can help our clients. So they're not like how I was, vulnerable, so that when you're not able to work due to sickness or bereavement, or your child being sick, for example, your business still can function. And for me, that is so important as a day in a life as a CEO, that you're still able to function. Your business is still able to grow without you being physically present. Now, today, for example, I'm doing a live on YouTube for 2 days. It's a mini boot camp. And I'm talking about business recovery, because we're in this inflation and the recession, for example. So it's important to be aware of how you can cope with challenges in your business. How do you cope with challenges in your business to grow your business to the heights that you want it to be, for example? And I've been hit with recession 2001, for example, the dot-com recession, I think they called it back then. Then there was the recession in 2008. Then there was the recession, the COVID, when COVID hit, that was the recession, economic, global. Same with dot-com was global as well. And then I believe that the recession is coming for 2025. Now, I've been through 3 recessions in my business, for example, my businesses. And I've had businesses that have done really well. I've had businesses that have not done well at all, for example. And for me, it's important to be realistic, to run businesses that actually serves you. It doesn't make sense to pay 2 lots of taxes, for example. I live in Cyprus, so I'm very fortunate that I live in Cyprus. The cost of living here is a lot cheaper than what it is in the UK as well as in America. So I'm very grateful that I'm able to live in this beautiful island of Cyprus, for example. And the pace of life is more friendly, for example. And what's so beautiful is that I go for walks, daily walks, for an hour and a half every day. I also do HIIT exercise, where I do intensive exercise for about 15 to 20 minutes daily. This is Monday to Friday. I walk 7 days a week for an hour and a half. I do meditation in the morning, for example, because this helps my mindset, preparing me for work at 9 a.m., for example, UK time. So for me, it's important that I do my meditation. I do all of these things before I start work. That way I'm able to be strong when I'm ready to start work, for example, so that I can pour into my clients and be present and with them and not be thinking, oh, I haven't done this, oh, I haven't done that. I'm with them, present, and I'm focused. And the day in life of a CEO is, even though it's the holiday season, you still don't switch off 100%. It's not like you can just close your office door and just walk away and just forget about everything. There's always something on your mind. So that's why it's important to journal and meditate daily. So I write things down and I get it off of my chest, for example, get it out of my head so that it's not on my mind, for example. Now, today I've done my program for the mini business recovery bootcamp because I want clients to be able to cope with the challenges that they may face in 2025, for example, because I never had that when I had my businesses many, many years ago. So I think it's important to have this type of program where people are learning how to deal with crises, how to create a crisis fund, even for anybody who is working, for example. We need to look at what happens if you're working for someone. What happens if you was to lose your job, for example? What money do you have saved up for your job loss? Do you have money for 3 to 6 months, for example, to tide you over until you get the next job, for example? Or maybe if you save for the 3 to 6 months, you might be able to start your own business, for example. Now, the Business Recovery Bootcamp is about learning strategies to survive the storms, the challenges that we face. It's not about just making money, it's about how do we survive? How do we cope during difficult times in our business and in our personal life as well. Now, I'm here on YouTube here, for example. So I've been beta testing YouTube. I've been on YouTube for 10 years, for example. But recently, over the last 2 months, I've been doing videos every day as a CEO in business, showing other business leaders how to navigate certain storms, for example. Especially the last 2 months has been really about that, how to increase your revenue, what income streams can you do that you enjoy doing as well. I've also started doing cooking programs because I cook every day. So I might as well film what a CEO eats in a day, for example, to keep healthy, to keep productive, to have that stamina, that energy that you need, for example. So that's what I've started doing more of, which is cooking. So you can see my cooking programs here. And I think it's important that we start to collaborate with one another, because I'm here to teach you to run your own business, for example, for you to have that stamina and that strength to run your own business so that no one can be in control of you and your business. Why would you want someone else to be in control of your business? Because it's your business, so you need to be in control of your business and what you want to happen in your business, for example. And you, as the CEO, should know all aspects of your business and do it so that you've got that stamina and that strength for that if and when a staff member goes off sick, or that staff member is no longer working for your organization, then you can still carry on. It's not going to affect your business because you know how to do it. Otherwise, the business stops until that person comes in to the business, for example. And so that means that you could have lost revenue in your business, for example. So being a CEO is not an easy thing. I love being a CEO, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It takes a lot of energy, it takes stamina, it takes strength, and that's the reason why I do my walks daily. I do my exercise, I do my meditation, I do my journals, so that it gives me strength throughout the day. Because when you're a CEO, sometimes you're working at your desk till 11 o'clock at night. You know, you may have started even at 8 o'clock in the morning, for example, and you're still there 11 o'clock at night because there's some things that you've got to finish and do for your business, for example. So when you're at that level, it takes a lot of commitment. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, for example, then you still do have that responsibility, but maybe you're happy to be the one that's controlling everything. So you pick something that is going to benefit you and work with your lifestyle, for example. Maybe you don't want to be at your desk till 11 o'clock at night. Maybe you just want to work three days a week, which is what I'm planning to do for 2025. And that's why I'm working with some independent coaches so that they can help me with the workflow that I have, so that it's not just me that's doing it, that it's their business and they're doing what I do, for example, but I'm also guiding them, for example. So for me, 2025 is really about me truly stepping in to being the CEO. My future self is the CEO, which I am now, but I'm planning to really step into that in 2025, where I'm doing 3 days a week. And the rest of the time, I'm doing the things that I love. I'm going to do videos all the time because I really enjoy that. I really enjoy teaching people. I enjoy the boot camps that I do. I love doing the boot camps. I love to train. I love to teach I love to speak to people all the time. So that is the day in life for me as the CEO. I've got 4 boys. I've got a husband, for example. My 4 boys, they're all grown up. My youngest is 18, for example, and I'm very, very proud of them. I've traveled the world, and I believe I'm in the best place, which is Cyprus. And I love what I do. Some days, like I said, it is stressful. However, because I've got the right mindset and I've created the right habits, that I'm able to deal with any challenges that come my way. You know, I've been through loss, bereavement. In 2007, I lost my husband of 28 years. We had a wonderful marriage. And I also lost my mother on the same day, February the 4th, 2017. That was very, very difficult. And I took some time off, but I couldn't take too long off because the money stopped coming in, for example. So I had to quickly get a team in to help me in the business whilst I was grieving as well. And another example is when I lost my twin brother, which was last year, 2024, for example. I also got another team in to help whilst I was grieving, for example. But you know, you've got to do these things. It can be, like I said, it can be difficult as a CEO. It can be difficult, but it's still rewarding, and I would never exchange it. I don't regret any of it, whether the good, the bad. You know, I would still continue doing what I'm doing. So the CEO, the day in life of a CEO is commitment. It's committed. You, even when there's like your friends, they're going out, you know, and they're going, oh, come, you know, why don't you come out with us? Sometimes you can't go. Majority of the time you can't go because you've got things you need to do. Because if I was to go, I then wouldn't be present with them, and I wouldn't want to spoil their fun either. So when I do go out, I'm present. So that's another thing with being a CEO, is that you have to be really focused. Just like the eagle is focused, it is positioned to such an extent that it knows what the mission is and the vision is for the company, and it will do it until it gets there. That is the life of a CEO. And we've got this in us that we've got to live out our life. I think all of us do, whether we're CEOs or not. We've got this vision that we've got to do this. We've got this drive in us that makes us do these things as a CEO. And I don't know if this resonates with you. Do you feel that inside of you as well? Because I feel it every day. I wake up, I know what it is I need to do. I know what it is that I want to achieve. So I have a goal, like I had my 10-year goal, for example, my 10-year vision and mission, for example. And that finished this finishes this year, for example. So I'm now working on my next 10-year vision, which is my vision beyond my vision. I call it living beyond the horizon. And that is whereby I am looking for 10 coaches. I've got 8 coaches, independent coaches who it's their business, they work for themselves. But I know that I can't serve everyone around the world. And I know that I don't want to keep all of this to myself. I want other people to be able to do this, as well as help other people, businesses as well, to achieve their goals in their business. So my vision beyond my vision is to have 10 coaches for 2025, and for me to work 3 days a week, and for me to also do my cooking programs because I love doing the cooking, but also healthy cooking. Healthy cooking to give us longevity as business owners so that we can live for as long as possible, as well as serve our clients to the highest level and live world class. That is one of the things. By helping one another, I know that I'm helping myself as well. So I hope that that was giving you an insight into the day in life of a CEO from my point of view. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.